hard is your body the day after the game? Took a lot of hits.
I don't know if I could pinpoint anything. I mean, after a game like that, I mean, just kind of some global soreness. But as the week goes on, you feel better and better, and then obviously you get back to close to 100% for Saturday. But the training staff does a great job every week of getting guys back.
It's been a long time since you've been hit. Just you can't get hit and sprain. Is it kind of a good sore?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's always a good sore. It's always better after a win, obviously. But the soreness you're feeling is because you're playing, and that's obviously the most fun thing for you. So you won't ever hear me complain about that.
Dayne, is there a correlation between Andrew Criste being on the field more and you guys taking more deep shots?
I don't know if there's a direct correlation there. I mean, I know Drew's a big body. He's a guy that's a definite playmaker for us, and a guy that I think we all have a lot of confidence in. But we expect him to make plays, and we're going to count on him to do that as well as the other guys. But with him kind of entering the mix a little bit this past week, that'll be a guy that we'll continue to develop and work with.
You've obviously only known him a little while, but do you think, based on how you have got to know him, do you think he needed his first start and a 100-yard game to kind of prove that he can play? And have you seen his confidence grow because of those things?
I mean, I definitely think that was big for his confidence. He's a quiet guy by nature,
right.
But a definite competitor. You can see it in the way that he practices and plays, and but I think he knows he belongs, and I think Saturday solidified that a little bit. And like you said, I think it's great for his confidence more than anything else.
How has he improved since you got him here?
I think, again, you've seen his confidence grow, and with that comes a more natural feel out there. You talk about the game slowing down for guys once your confidence reaches a certain point. But he's a guy that cares about his craft and is continuing to work on his game and figure out ways that he can be better in route running and catching and being more consistent. But again, a guy that you love having on the field because that he wants to compete and be out there.
How much does that help you? I mean, having somebody that can stretch the field, kind of open up the middle a little bit, and even just having it looks like now you're starting to see different guys have different roles in the offense and certain things they can do. I mean, how much of an advantage is that for you?
I mean, it's a big advantage, and I think it adds a great deal of versatility. I think that of the guys that we have, all are very different in their skill sets and what they can do and bring to the table. But again, I think Coach Weiss and the staff, obviously know what they're doing and moving guys around and getting guys in the right position to, maximize their skill set. But at the same time, I think versatility is always going to be a great thing for an offense.
You talked about wanting to cut loose and just kind of play. You're throwing to a bigger guy, bigger target. Does it make it easier, kind of a comfort level?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you got a big body in there, I mean, I think that's something that will always help the quarterback. But again, you just got to find ways to get guys the ball and be accurate, and just throw before guys are really getting the full separation there.
You only had a chance to hand off to James Sims in practice or see him on the scout team, but what kind of lift do you think he can give the offense?
I mean, I think he's a great player for us and a guy that we wish we had earlier on, but the circumstances are what they are, and I know that he's very excited. There's a huge relief and release lifted off his shoulders a little bit. Now he can go play, and he's very excited. I know that without even seeing him today, I know that we're going to get a great day of practice from him today and really all week long, because this is something that he's really been counting the days to get back to.
What did you see from him when he was out? I mean, I know he's show team half the time and you're not out in practice, but elsewhere, what did you see from him?
A guy that was just itching to get back. I mean, he was dying every day. He wasn't out there, and Sims is a great guy. He's got my respect and the respect of the whole team, and that he just wants to be there and compete. And just the word that we'd gotten back from the other side, the other field, was that he was obviously giving the defense a great look and was going hard every day, which is great because he wasn't wasting the time that he was away. I mean, he was using that to try and find ways to get better, and going against starting defense is always going to help you out and kind of cultivate some new things for you.
Raymond Dent was a defensive tackle as recently as last spring, and he's already a first-team offensive guard. Is that how difficult a transition is that, and do you see anything in him that you have to remind yourself he needs a little more help mentally because he's so new at it, or?
Well, I think that, the fit, starting off with the first part of your question, I think he's a natural fit at guard, and, I think he had talked about being a two-way guy in high school, so it wasn't something that was so foreign to him that he couldn't relate to. But at the same time, he's worked really hard. Don't think that anything that, the success that he's had now has just kind of come to him. He's worked very hard at it. He's battled all, all fall and really all camp, and trying to get this thing right and taking on the new mental component of playing a new position. He's also very fortunate to have two of the smartest guys on the team on both sides of him, so they can help him out quite a bit as well and kind of get him caught up to speed with some of the things that may cause issue. But I think that between those three guys, they're always finding ways to communicate and get things done on the field. So it's I have no issues there. I'm not ever worrying about what they're doing, and I think that they've done a great job so far this season.
You guys already had a pretty strong running game, but what kind of spark will James add to that?
Well, I think just kind of talking about it earlier, I think he's going to add a different energy. And anytime you've got three talented backs, that's, you're just licking your chops trying to find ways to get them the ball, and I think that, it adds a little bit to how fresh their legs are, and it gives you a little more energy just in general in the run game.
Did you see film on him ever from last year? Or?
Not like sitting down studying, but definitely highlights. I knew that he was the leading rusher, correct? I think, I knew that he was a definite playmaker, and saw him in some game settings, but the most experience I've had with him is obviously on the field with him and seeing the plays he can make, and it's definitely something that's encouraging.
Is there a difference? Can you tell a difference? Because you keep hearing he's maybe lost some weight, a little faster. Are you able to tell that, or?
Well, just in the time that the short time I've been here, physically he looks very different from the time that I got here and the time from right now. But everyone has kind of commented saying that he's definitely looked in better shape, and again that's all positives for us, I guess.
What's the locker room been like this week? Obviously, it's just a few days in, but after that loss, how do you turn that around? I'm sure there's a lot of hanging heads on Saturday, but what's it been like?
Again, no one's ever happy with a loss. Again, you talk about the things you can take away from a loss, positively and negatively, and you worry about the things you can correct and build on the things that you did well. But at the same time, guys are hungry for a win. We realize that every week is its own separate entity, and we've just got to do everything in our power to go get one win, and we worry about one at a time and don't look too far down the road. And I think it starts in practice. I think that we had a great week of practice this past week, and we've got to be even better this week. So it's encouraging seeing that, but at the same time, guys are hungry for another win.
As a quarterback, what types of things are important when you're playing on the road? Are there any keys to being able to play well in a hostile environment?
Definitely being a leader for the offense and keeping guys under control. I know emotions kind of come into play when you're playing on the road a little bit. There's a lot of energy, and playing in a hostile environment. You realize that you're all you've got, and you've got to just stay calm and cool for the rest of the team, and go out there and just do what you're capable of doing and execute, and do everything to walk away from that with a win.
Dayne, I assume that you're aware of the current losing skid this program is on the road. Coach made a point to say that he would make sure you guys knew about it going in. It's amazing to look at that. I think it's been that long since this team's won a game on the road.
Yeah, that's just looking at the statistic. That's very surprising. It's something obviously that no one here is proud of, and again, that's what our goal is, to work all week this week to correct that and end that streak.
How much have you heard about it from Coach?
The first time I heard about it was yesterday, but again, I'm sure he'll get something across when he addresses the team today.
He seems to be proud of the fact that he's going to hammer that home. So, surprised.
We're looking forward to that.
Any other questions?